Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Compensation and Benefits Management online classes. Okay, this is Dr. Mahesh M. Manjari, Assistant Professor from Department of Management Studies, SDM College of Engineering and Technology, Dharwad. Okay, so dear students, now we are into last part of chapter number 9. Okay, pay for performance. Okay, so without much delay, just let me quickly go to the last part of chapter number 9. Okay, before then after completing which, okay, we can have some other issues discussed like the CTA1. Okay, so let me share screen now. Yeah, so after the presentation or after the chapter, so I would like to inform you regarding the small guide to units, textbook parts, and chapters. Okay, which I have already shared in the Google Classroom, but this is the right platform to explain. So first let me go to the PowerPoint slides. Okay, so from unit 4 it is, not unit 3. Okay, chapter number 9, okay, comes under unit 4 actually. Okay, so from unit 4, employee contributions, determining individual pay. So as we learned that all employees in the organization do not contribute equally towards the organization goals, or all jobs in an organization, there are different types of jobs, right? So all jobs in the organization, okay, do not share the same tasks or same profiles. Hence, okay, different jobs, different pay, or different performance, different pay. That is what we say, determining individual pay based on employee contribution. So in that case, we are learning chapter number 9, pay for performance. Okay, so far we have learned about what behaviors do employers care about, what does it take to get those behaviors, what theory and research say, what does it take to get these behaviors, what compensation people say. Okay, and total reward system, besides money, other rewards influence behavior. Okay, so all these topics we already covered. So we are in the last part of designing a pay for performance plan. So this is first topic, what behaviors do employers care about. Yeah, what motivates employees, next topic. So we learned the application of Maslow's need hierarchy and Herzberg's two-factor theories. And what compensation people say about whether compensation motivates employees. So under which we learned the components of a total reward system and components of total wage system. Okay. So I think till here we discussed. So from here we are supposed to continue. This is half actually, because exhibit 9.6 is continued from a previous page. So let me go here first. Okay, so what exactly we are learning is what compensation people say. Okay, about whether compensation motivates employees. So under this, what we have learned is, okay, employees have learned what behaviors are important as part of the socialization process in the organization. They do know what kind of behavior is expected from the employers. Then compensation is designed to support this kind of a behavior. So employees already know by working for a few, okay, for some time in the organization, what type of a behavior is expected by the employer. So the compensation is designed to elicit or support that kind of a behavior. So that is nothing but, that compensation is nothing but this total reward system. Compensation is but one of the many rewards that influence employee behavior. This is what we have learned. Compensation alone cannot motivate employees, or influence employee behavior. So in this regard, we are going to learn the total reward system. Okay, so these are the components of a total reward system. So some are monetary in nature, others are psychological in nature. Okay, or non-financial in nature. Okay, so we have considered all these components of a total reward system, like compensation, benefits are monetary in nature, and social interaction, job security, status recognition. Okay, status or recognition. So these all are non-financial components of a total reward system. Put together, all these components, okay, influence behavior of an employee. So compensation is not, okay, limited alone only to monetary components. Okay, so as a part of this, we have continued to learn about the wage components in exhibit 9.6. Okay, about this part we have already learned, like wage components include base pay, access to board, cost of living increase, merit pay, lump sum bonus, individual incentive, and success sharing plans. See, I am just doing a recap, review of what we have learned in previous class. This is all discussed in detail. Okay, so a continuation of this exhibit 9.6 wage components. Okay, is okay. So after this, it is a continuation. So after like individual incentive, after success sharing plans, next wage component is the gain sharing, profit sharing, and risk sharing plans. So what is gain sharing? These terms are slightly different. Differs from profit sharing in that goal to exceed is not financial performance of organization, but some cost index. For example, labor cost is most common, might also include scrap costs, utility cost, etc. Okay, so gain sharing, okay, is a goal to exceed, okay, exceed cost savings basically. So there is a target cost set, okay, and all the employees are encouraged to incur the cost less than the target. Okay, then profit sharing is add-on linked to group performance like team, division, or total company relative to exceeding some financial goals. Okay, so profit sharing is related to financial goals and gain sharing is related to cost savings. So if the organization as a whole or team as a whole, or in that case even individual as a whole, individual, okay, incurs the cost certain set limit for a given period of time, so some rewards are given to the employees, that is gain sharing. Okay, then like a rupee saved is a rupee earned, that is what the saying is, a dollar saved is a dollar earned. So whatever is saved, among that some part is shared with the employees to encourage them in future to save costs. Okay, then profit sharing is, yes, definitely if the company achieves certain financial performance, maybe like sales revenues or net profit for example, or after tax profit. Okay, so certain profit of the company is shared with the employees. Okay, generally company as a whole or team or division. So what is the level of risk to employee with respect to gain sharing included as a wage component, or gain sharing as one of the forms of pay? It is less risk to individual than profit sharing because performance measure is more controllable. Okay, so definitely it is possible to find out whether the costs are incurred below the set limits. Okay, profit measures are influenced by factors beyond employee control. So this is more risky. Okay, so employees do not have more control over this component of the wage, that is profit sharing, because financial performance of an organization is beyond employee control. There are other factors that can affect financial performance of an organization, like economic conditions. If the economy is going through a recession, then definitely it is very difficult to achieve the profit goals or financial goals, and accounting write-offs if any. Okay, so less control. Less control means the profit measures or profit sharing or financial performance of an organization is beyond the employee control. So such a component, if included in the wage system, okay, is more risky for the employee because it is beyond the control of the employee. Then risk sharing plans. Generic category or a pay add-on variable pay, it is along with a fixed component that differs from success sharing in that employee not only shares the success but also is penalized during poor performance years. Okay, so it is like stick and carrot approach. Okay, so if any of the chapters in HR, if you have studied this stick and carrot approach, carrot is the reward, stick is the penalty or punishment. So when carrot is given or reward is given when the employee performs. So he earns certain additional variable pay or incentive in addition to the fixed component. But in the period of low performance, okay, it is stick approach. Stick means penalty or punishment. Okay, so some part of the remuneration employee will not earn. Okay, so such kind of a component in the wage, total wages, brings in greater risk, okay, for the employees. So what is the conclusion here? Among these wage components, base pay, for example, okay, the risk of the level of risk to employees is very minimal because irrespective of the performance of the individual or organization, the employee is entitled for this base pay. Okay, same way, risk sharing plans exactly contradictory. So in periods of high performance, additional okay, pay or variable pay is paid to the employees, and in periods of low performance, okay, certain penalty is levied, okay, on the employees. Penalty is in the form of lower total compensation, okay, in poor corporate performance years. So that is the reason why if the company is consistently performing poor, okay, then the total compensation of the employee will be lower. So that's why we say including such a component in the wage system is, okay, bring indicates greater risk for employees. So the conclusion is, okay, these components, since compensation is designed to influence employee behavior, since compensation is designed to motivate employees to work, so the company should choose those wage components, okay, those wage components, okay, which can actually really motivate the employees to work and perform. The company should choose those components of wages, okay, which can influence the employee behavior. But at the same point, okay, at the same time, the employer also must take care that, okay, that should not add okay, increase the labor cost unnecessarily. Okay, so these all things, okay, about total reward system. And now last part of the chapter or last topic, designing a pay for performance plan. Okay, see all these factors that we considered, okay, in fact give inputs, give an idea for the compensation people to design a pay for performance plan. Okay, so this part is not very lengthy, it's simple one. Effectiveness for motivating, yeah, effectiveness for motivating high performance employees is dependent on three things. As I mentioned, compensation is designed to motivate employees to perform high. Okay. So that effectiveness of motivating high performance employees is dependent on three things. Okay. So what are they? So these three factors have to be considered in mind by the employer while designing a pay for performance plan. Okay, so what we considered so far, or when we arrived at the total reward system, that is nothing but the pay for performance plan. Okay, so then the three factors that the employer need to consider while designing a pay for performance plan is efficiency, equity or fairness, and compliance. Okay, so let us learn a little bit more about these three factors. So I repeat, effectiveness for motivating high performance employees is dependent on three things in the pay for performance plan. Hence, the company need to consider these three factors. The first one is efficiency. Efficiency involves three general areas of concern. The first one is strategy. Okay, so looking at the organization strategy. Okay, so I mentioned earlier also, if you can recall, a Domino's pizza for example. Okay, in general I'm not going to Indian market is altogether different for McDonald's, okay, Pizza Hut and Domino's. Okay, but a global market, if we consider, Domino's earns 80% of its revenue from to home deliveries. Okay, customers call over the phone, and okay, within 30 minutes hot pizza is delivered to the doorsteps. Okay, some 20% comes from the walk-ins to the restaurants. That's why Domino's, even if you compare the menu of Domino's, it is much smaller compared to Pizza Hut. The smaller menu enables Domino's to maintain the effective control of inventory and the efficient delivery of pizzas within 30 minutes. Whereas a Pizza Hut, if you compare the menu of Pizza Hut to Domino's, okay, so it is quite okay huge, because the 80% of the sales revenue for a Pizza Hut comes from customers who walk into the restaurants. That's why they have a big menu, and about 20% comes from home deliveries. So that is what about a business strategy. That's what a lot about business strategy. So in Pizza Hut, customer service is okay more significant, whereas in Domino's, the speed of delivery is more important. So definitely you cannot have the same compensation strategy for both. All right. So for Pizza Hut, maybe a more percentage of base pay is more recommended, because higher the fixed component, lower the risk for the employees, and it can highly motivate the employees to serve the customers in a better way. But whereas the Domino's, okay, how many deliveries were made within 30 minutes? Okay, so definitely speed matters, and the variable pay matters more. So the percentage of base pay can be lower in Domino's as compared to Pizza Hut. Okay, and the percentage of variable pay in Domino's can be more compared to Pizza Hut. Okay, so this is how we call it strategy. So whether the compensation strategy is efficient enough to motivate the employees to perform, okay, according to the business strategy. And second, structure. So when we say structure, internal structure or organization structure. So what are the different hierarchies? How many levels are there? So what are the different job profiles? Okay, and how the individual pay is determined. Okay, so that internal structure or pay structure or organization structure is one of the factors that influences efficiency of the compensation strategy, because as we have learned, internal structure, pay structure or organization structure is part of the compensation strategy. Then third are standards or standard operating procedures, okay, followed in the compensation strategy. Okay, so strategy, structure and standards put together, okay, efficiency is determined. Okay, so these three things have to be considered by an employer while designing a pay for performance system, that the pay for performance plan should be efficient, and if it has to be efficient, okay, the employer has to consider strategy, structure and standards. Okay, the second factor, okay, that can motivate the high performing employees is equity or fairness. Yes, definitely. Okay, if the pay received by each employee, okay, is equitable, okay, pay equal or equal pay, and if it is fair, okay, fair enough is based on the job description and performance each employee is paid. So definitely such a status or such a condition will highly motivate the employees to perform and deliver. Okay, so in equity or fairness, there are two aspects what the employer need to consider. One is the distributive justice, and the second is procedural justice. So what we have learned is in internal structure, while it is designed, a pay structure is also designed for each job in each level. Okay, based on the performance, compensation is paid. Okay, so there will be a compensation strategy or a design. Distributive justice is whether the compensation is distributed as per the compensation plan or not. Yeah, definitely it is possible that, okay, the employees may not be paid as per the compensation system or compensation strategy. Okay, so definitely it will motivate the employees if the compensation is distributed as per the compensation system or strategy. Then second thing is the procedural justice. Okay, so what we have learned is, okay, different jobs, different pay, different performance, different pay. So all employees will not receive the same salary. So when individual pay, okay, when individual pay is determined, okay, say for example two sales representatives, okay, one receive a high compensation, another receives a low compensation. So whether the proper procedure is, okay, followed in determining the individual pay or not. Let us say there is a pay for performance. Okay, so the sales rep one has exceeded his sales targets. Okay, and what are the sales targets set? Okay, and what is the percentage of incentive? Okay, so according to which the pay is determined or not. Then sales rep 2, okay, who has not achieved the sales target for the year. Okay, so whether the criteria was clear in the compensation strategy. The variable pay will be paid only upon achieving the individual sales targets. So according to which the second rep is not paid the variable pay or incentives. So that is called a procedural justice. So even if the second rep might have not received the variable pay because of his non-performance, but he is very well aware that, okay, the company has followed the proper procedure in determining his pay as well. So in this way, when the distributive justice and procedural justice are followed by the company, one can say that the compensation is fair enough. So such a fair compensation or equal pay, okay, highly motivates the employees or motivates the high performing employees. Then compliance. Okay, so whatever is that pay for performance plan we have discussed so far in last 4 classes, definitely must comply with the existing laws. So if there is something called the minimum wages act, okay, for each industry, okay, so what should be the minimum pay per hour if the pay is fixed, okay, on hourly basis. So whether the company is adhering to those existing laws or not. Okay, so the company should not make any discrimination based on gender, nationality, or religion, and so on. Also, at the same time, it enhances and maintains the firm's reputation. So when a company complies with the existing laws, okay, such a behavior of the employer enhances and maintains the company's reputation, and it attracts more talented employees or more talented candidates from the labor market. Okay, so that's all about pay for performance. Okay, chapter number 9. Okay, this is about employee contributions. Okay,
So can you please repeat procedural justice?
distributive and procedural justice.
Only procedural, sir.
Okay, they are both related. I'll explain again. Distributive, when we say that a company's compensation is fair enough, okay, when they follow distributive justice and procedural justice. Distributive justice means, see, in all these chapters, so far what we have learned is how a compensation system is designed. Base pay, okay, then bonus, allowances or benefits, right? So, and what proportion of the total compensation should be base pay, should be employee stock options, should be bonus, and so on. So once, and for each job, okay, as I mentioned, for example, a machine operator, okay, employee who is working on a lathe machine, okay, and a design engineer, okay, so are two different jobs. Definitely the design engineer job requires more high qualifications and skills compared to a machine operator. So both cannot be paid same salary. Okay, so For machine operator and for design engineer, the job profiles are evaluated. Okay, if you can recall the job evaluation topic taken by Dr. Maushami Sen Gupta, okay, during the guest lecture. So based on the job description, the pays are determined. Okay, once the pay is determined based on the job description, the next part is the implementation of the same, that is the distributive justice. Whether as per the pay structure, the compensation is paid to machine operator and to design engineer or not. Okay, so it is possible that some companies may design a compensation structure, but they may not pay accordingly.
Yes, sir.
Okay, see,
Okay, sir.
such examples are difficult to find. Okay, but I can recall. Okay, I can recall. Okay, I cannot take the name of the institutes. Okay, like I heard that the employees are taken a signature for 10,000 rupees salary. Okay, employees were taken, okay, on the salary slip for receiving 10,000 rupees salary, but whereas actually they were paid 7,000 rupees per month. Are able to understand? So as per the compensation system, the employee should get 10,000, but in reality they are receiving only 7,000. So that is what distributive injustice.
Okay.
Okay, then procedural justice is, okay, so when two employees receive different compensation within the same salary. I gave the example of two sales reps.
Yes, sir.
Okay, both have a target of, let us say, 10 lakh rupee per month of sales target. Okay, so and there is some incentive on achieving the sales targets. So definitely, let us say that the base pay is okay 25,000 rupees, and if they achieve their sales targets, they'll get another 10,000 rupee extra, okay, per month.
Okay,
Now
sir.
let us say for month one, sales rep one has achieved his sales target, so he will receive 25,000 fixed component plus 10,000 rupee incentive for achieving the sales targets. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Then second sales rep, let us say, has not achieved sales targets. He has achieved out of 10 lakh target, achieved only 6 lakh or 7 lakh target. So he will not be entitled for the incentives. Okay, so how much he will receive? He will receive only 25,000 for that month. So though both are same, okay, but why the pay differed for that month? Because there is a procedure set, pay for performance. So when the compensation differs of the two employees or different employees, whether the company has followed a proper procedure in determining the individual pay or not. Are you able to understand?
Yes, sir.
So that 10,000 rupee incentive for achieving targets will be already mentioned in the compensation policy. I
Yes,
hope you
sir.
understood.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, understood, sir.
first employee receives 35,000, 25 plus 10, and second employee receives
Yes, sir.
only 25,000. It is as per the
25,000.
procedure. Employee should
Yes,
be
sir.
made aware about this procedure. So if whether the company has followed proper procedure or not. If both
Yes, sir.
receive 25,000 only, what will happen? Means company has not followed any
Injustice.
procedure,
Yes,
injustice. Or if both receive 35,000,
it's also
then the
injustice.
first
Sir.
employee will be demotivated, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that is how procedural justice ensures motivation of the high performing employees. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
welcome.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, students. First, I will take attendance. Okay, and in the remaining time, I'll share some information about the units. Okay, and chapter numbers. Okay, Aishwarya. Present.
Present, sir.
Akshay Kulkarni.
Present.
Present, sir.
Ankita.
Present, sir.
1 minute. Let me stop screen sharing. Yeah. Ankita is present. Yes.
Present, sir.
Apeksha present.
Present, sir.
Arpita.
Present,
Ashutosh Kulkarni is present.
Present, sir.
Ashwini is present.
yes, sir.
Then Geeta. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
present. Geetanjali absent. Then Meghna Kalburgi, present.
Present, sir.
Meghna Lokhande, today she is absent. Then Nagaratna,
Present, sir.
Navya,
Yes, sir.
Nidhi,
Yes, sir.
Nikita. Okay, Nikita absent. Pooja,
Yes, sir.
Pranjali. Pranjali is absent. Prema,
Present, sir.
Priya. Priya absent. Varsha is present.
Yes, sir.
Then Samuel is present. Sharan is present. Sharayu. Okay, Sharai is present. Yes, present. Shilpa.
Present, sir.
Yeah. And then Shreya.
Present, sir.
Srinidhi is present.
Present, sir.
Shweta Kokni. Absent today. Then Snehal. Absent. Suchitra. Absent. Maruf is present. Vaishnav is present. Nishad.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, present. Okay. Okay, now, see, I have shared this already in the Google Classroom. Okay. Yeah. Otherwise, okay, let it. Okay. So this is a guide to units, textbook parts, and chapters. So these are your unit from syllabus, unit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Textbook parts is, okay, in the textbook there are parts like part 1, part 2, part 3. Numbers I have not taken, but title of the parts, internal alignment. Under this there are many chapters. External competitiveness, determining the pay level. Under this part there are many chapters. Employee contributions, determining individual pay. This is the third part. Under this part there are many chapters. Okay, so like this, but all chapters are not there for syllabus. So I have listed down the chapters unit wise or textbook part wise for your convenience. When textbooks you receive, you have to read accordingly. So in unit 1 there are two chapters, chapter 1 and chapter number 2. There is no title for these two chapters, chapter 1, 2. There is no title in the textbook. Okay. Okay. So part 1 in textbook starts from here. Part 1, internal alignment, determining the structure. But part numbers, I said I'm not considering. So in unit 2, we have only one chapter, chapter number 3, defining internal alignment. Then unit number 3, which deals with the external competitiveness, determining the pay level. So chapter number 7 and chapter number 8 are included. Okay. And actually chapter number 9, okay, is in unit number 4. Okay. So unit 4 deals with employee contributions determining individual pay. So today we completed this chapter number 9 from unit 4, pay for performance, the evidence. Okay, and in next classes we are going to learn about chapter number 10, pay for performance plans. Okay. So we only consider the behavior expected by the employers, what motivates employees, what factors to be considered while designing the pay for performance plans. What are the actual pay for performance plans that we will learn in chapter number 10? There are individual plans and team plans. How the compensation should be paid based on the performance. Okay, so that is quite lengthier chapter, maybe the most lengthier one in the syllabus. Okay, so dear students, we are here now. We have just completed chapter number 9 from unit 4, and unit 4 deals with employee contributions, determining individual pay. Okay, so far 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chapters we have completed. Okay, so I hope the syllabus coverage is clear for you. Okay, so it is compulsory for you to refer this guide. Okay, and other than this, I have also once again shared all the PowerPoint slides of chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 7, chapter 8, and also chapter number 9. See, in the content there is no change, but only in the title of the title slide, only there is change in the title slide. I have put the properly the unit numbers and names of the textbook parts. I have properly inserted in the title slide only. There is change in title slide only. Contents are same. Okay, but still I strongly recommend that you refer the PowerPoint slide